This is 1429, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. We continue to devote all the schus of learning of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi to Hatzlach and Yeshua of Klal Yisrael in its fight against the Rishoyim Aruim and Gaza and Machshmam Zichram and all the enemies of Am Yisrael throughout the entire world. May they speedily be eliminated and destroyed. Today we are doing Yerdeh Simla Kuf Beches Sif Samech Beis to Ein. Start base. With that, you should know the cause of should kill short base at Rechem Atzmo. This is all when the damage is in the womb itself and Makorbat. So they behind the cervix on the side. If they're in their proper place, and the problem is in her stomach. This account she uses blood constantly. I have no idea what he's talking about because blood of the stomach obviously is not blood of Nida. Even though it's not like, I assume by bitna he doesn't mean the actual stomach, I assume he means the ovaries, the fallopian tubes. I really don't know because stomach is not relevant here. So I don't know how to understand the sif. Anyway, even though the blood is not comparable to the blood of a cycle because it's not properly ripe. Your rate comes down before its time. Since it comes down through the womb as in normal manner, you need a gemura she is an absolute nida, and the penalty and relation to the kares again. I assume he means the ovaries. Otherwise, it makes no sense. It's chas to make any kula on this. You can't cause the dikoset, to main all of her checking and all of her stains and towing. Mishimek was there somebody who was lenient about this. Umati irsa kares, he allows a prohibition of kares. In lokshi yadua, sheyesh lo makabe bitna, unless it's known that she has a wound in her stomach. Again, I really don't know what he's talking about. Shemamaka yotzidam, which the blood from which there's coming blood. Zaino dam nida klad, that's not nida blood at all. Kmush Iraq says kmush kazon berkei lochei. This is some sort of hernia. However, it's an ocean which women get, we don't assume it produces blood. Similar davar, and similar to remember this, although it's not related, it's halacha, just like a mnemonic device. We don't assume there's blood in the intestines. It's too cautious, not with this. But one doctor said, kriyas haprisa, there's some ripping of some diaphragm which has some veins going through it. According to the difference between when the intestines fall, which is this hernia, and the falling of the womb, which is going to forefoul. This hernia, it's always on the side. I feel some car, but the falling of the womb, it's in the middle of the outer chamber. Also, the intestines are green, and the womb is red. So this blood really should not be coming to the hollow of the outer chamber. Whatever the hernia could cause, it should be on the sides outside of the outer chamber. So and the walls of the chamber interrupt between the blood of the hernia and the prostar. That's another Yehuda. So a woman who miscarries a type of peel, a type of hair, a type of dirt, a type of red gnats. It says in the brackets, Yitushi. She should put in water. Even the milk of dissolved smear, it's not because it's blood, and left over, it's not just store. This is a Bryce, Gemara says, the Bryce, Tanya, Amar, Belezer, Tzarek, Shnei Masim, Ha'Allah, Abba, Mitivin, Liyavne. Two cases were brought from by Rabbi Tzadok from Tivin to Yavne. There was a woman who was miscarrying some type of red peels. And he came and asked Rabbi Tzadok, and he asked Chachamim, and the Chachamim asked the doctors, and they said, this woman has a wound in her intestines, from which there fall types of peels. and let her put in the water. Even the mochel dezav, she's tmeah. V'shuma sabeisha asam abelas. Another story, woman who was miscarrying something that looked like red hair. They said shuma yesh l'toch me'ah. She's got some sort of a wart or blister inside her intestines, which she could this falls off. She should put in water. The mochel dissolves. It's tamei ayin shah. Samech hey. And since in this matter there is a primary question here, all questions have to do with women, if you're allowed to rely on doctors or not. Some forbidden, some permit. To me, it's clear they can rely on doctors to permit. Therefore, I have to explain this. The Rush in the Tshuva, he sent to the Rashba. He asked the question. I have difficult. Says, why she told me? I mean, I wrote down machmas maka. So a woman who sees blood on account of a wound. Tahira is tar. V'dam the kasi derech makar pleading, and the machlekes is when the blood comes through the cervix. I've got that makar, even though the blood can come through the cervix. Torah, she's Torah held by machmas maka, since it comes to account of a wound. Akal shalom. We don't see what Rashba said. We don't know what the Rashba responded. Koch said, don't know from this the Gedolim extrapolated. This is Maram Lublin. They ain't something on the road. You don't rely on doctors. Therefore, they don't believe a doctor who says that she has a wound. If they weren't put to believe, they would not have had to put the discharge in the water, see if it dissolves. Here's some say something that we do. Let's say some say we do like the doctors. Here's our beta b'siyas for our God b'siyas could pay could tzadikah from the b'siyas. Also, we rely on the doctors. Sound clever. So you see, the Rosh asked the question which is legit according to his line of reasoning. However, Rash, but Shitasa, Rash according to his line of reasoning, and it's not quite difficult at all. The Rosh Mahapel is similar. The Rosh brings down Heavy Machlekas Ravid, the Ram Ravid brings Machlos, the Ram Ravid, and the Baal more. But Dam Yavish, in Tzarech, the Mochu, but dry blood, it has to also be dissolved. The Ravid said there are Dam Yavish Meava, Bishloni Mochu. Ravid holds is somebody who sees dry blood, she's tummy, even if it didn't dissolve. From Boris related after Mochu, more hearts believe it dissolves. Like we said, by the peels and by the hairs. Because the Sharash plus the Ravid writes that the Rash passes the Ravid who docha Rayesef, and he rejects his rights, places the Gemara and he passes like the Boa Mor Ayin Shab, Shayos Halo Vu B'Shulchan Siman Zes Sif Of. These are both opinions of both on Shulchan Aruch. Samach Zayin. If Gemara East Gemara says, Boy Minei Rabbi Yosef Chinim Rabbi Elazar. This is going to ask Rabbi Elazar, Dam Yavish Ma'u. What's about the stats of dry blood? Dry blood. Ki Azuv V'Gomer Ad Meitav Dayi. If it says to the flow, so that means it's dripping out. Lachin Yavish Lo, if it's moist, yes, dry not. Or they might say, Orchel Emil, so no, it's just the way no blood normally comes. It comes in dry form too. Or Meitin Yisui said, we learned, Dama Nida Basar Meis Matam and Lachin Invasion. The blood of a Nida and the flesh of a dead body are Matami, whether they're moist or dry. So you see, dry is also Matami. I had a question, was originally dry, then became dry blood, originally moist, then became dry blood. That's certainly Matami. That's not my problem. My question is, Yavish Mekar when it was dry to begin with. The one I asked, well, this we also learned. The Mapelas can keep a The woman gives birth to something like a peel. Tatila Mayim, let us put in the water. In Nochel Nemei, if it could devour off the stomach. Upar can ask, Iachi, Beloni Mochu Nahmi, if it doesn't get dissolved also. I'm a rabbi. I was saying, Kiloni Mochu, if it doesn't get dissolved, Biri Bifnatzmai. It's a creature unto itself. Upar Mika Kai Gav, and when I asked, is there such a thing? But it's in, yes, the tiny Amr Rabbi Elazar, but it's sort of Shnei Masi, Mechuli, Bashol, Rafim, Omel Tatila Mayim. As he saw before, the case Akan Lashon HaGemara. Samachave move on. It's not clear. Lama lo pashat le miyat. Why he resolved immediately? Mishnah the Mapelas from the Mishnah of a woman miscarriage. The Karim Tuva Lidama Nida Ubasra Mace, which came before. I guess because it's a case in the Mishnah. Comes before the case of Dam Nida and Basra Mace. Frat the Midam Nida and Raya classification. Since blood of Nida is no right at all. Kiparak le Nachman as the Yavish because that's about moist that you came dry. It's not a question. For my part, Iachi. What's the question? If that's the case, Lishim must Nisla. I'm asking Mishnah. For all the part Miyika Kikaga the Gavno. So I ask, what is there such a thing? Pirish Rash Miyika Shatapik Klipos Source. Is a woman who miscarries peels and hairs. Ayin Sham. Mashaka Kushasu Shayla. So what's up to do with this question? Lifra Gamasisa. I ask a question on the Mishnah. There's a lot of questions on the Shita. So arriving, Rish Barash, what's the Shabbat Kok, According to Rabbi and Rashi, everything's going to work out fine, as you shall see, says Arukh HaShulchan. Simultaneous. Vachi Perush is means to say. Rabbi Yosef Chino Shalchem may have less of Dean Desher Rabbi. He was asking Rabbi Elazar about the Dalah for the Rabbi. Im Dam Yavish, Dino Kiklipos, if dry blood is like peels, Shetzarch Limochel, has got dissolved, Im Lav, or not. So he doesn't bring evidence from a woman who miscarries. So that's exactly his point. What is the status in this case? That's what he's saying. It came to Chazina, the Gam Yavish, Mikadam, since you see dry blood is also blood, it came to Mele, Buradam Yavish, ain't Surich Limochel. So she sees dry blood, doesn't have to dissolve. It's automatically Tomei. But Dachli rejects it. No, the ain't my Milach Nafsi Yavish. There's not necessarily proof from Lach Yasin Yavish to something which is Yavish altogether. Partially, Mamapelis, same reason right from Mapelis, Kumar, Mapelis, in Mitzvah Mapelis of Vora, it's clear that she Yotza Yavish Yeguva, when it came out dry from her body, Im Kozem Tamina Lein Mochut. Never so Ratami if it dissolves. V'damina Muchot Dachachos Shanasi Yavish. And by therefore Damia it's clear, even if it becomes dry afterwards. It is still categorized as blood. So somebody sees dry blood, a woman sees dry blood, and she's tummy, even if it didn't dissolve. It was that part of that is asking, that's the case, so it doesn't dissolve taka also. Why is it different than dry blood? You have to test it. Without what he says, I would have said also by dry blood, you have to check it like the Gemara says. So who answers, if it doesn't dissolve, it's a new creature. Meaning, if we know for sure there's blood, we wouldn't have to dissolve in water, or test its dissolution in water. The putting water clarifies if it's blood or not. Oh, wait, I mean, dam cloud, so it's not blood at all. El beer v'natsa made it something by itself, a new thing. Is there such a thing? Meaning, burials, it's a new type of thing, like a new creature that she's miscarrying. I'm a sis look at not the Mishnah. The Yeshua the beer v'natsa mean dam. You could say it's not a beer v'natsa. It's not a new creature. It's a type of blood. But in order to prove that it's blood, you need to dissolve kedasa more of a rush. He says the brackets look at the crazy place and the sidrei tara. I know, I should clarify, I'm going very fast with this. And I myself don't understand fully what I'm reading in most cases, but these are so remote cases, such remote cases. And we're only doing it in the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi because Lo Plug Rabbanim B'tak Kantayu. It's part of the Seder which we've decided to go through here or there, from where we began to the end. But this is not for... This is not something which most of us, 99% of us, are ever going to come across. And if we would, we go to the doctor and see if we can resolve it. So that's why I'm going through it in a bit of a rush pace, and I apologize. I was MV, right? So it took that, so brings the right, so it's she showed the rough and asked doctors. From which they said that she has a wound in her innards. She made myself keep us from which the peels are coming. Doesn't mean that the makkah is specifically in the uterus. Like a case where she has a makkah in the uterus, so we assume it's in the makkah. A makkah is much further in, by the ovaries, by the fallopian tubes, I don't know where. Bikresa, in her stomach area. And after that, the heels come out. So everyone said they has to put in the water. And they dissolve its type of blood. They don't. It's not a type of blood. It'll be an answer. It's a new problem. On the contrary, they did believe doctors. Look, if not, it just says like any other dry blood if they don't trust the doctors. And the question of let's assume that it's from makkah is not a question. That makkah here was not in the womb. So they never sounded like actual makkah to say she's turned no matter what. It's something which is ruined in the innards. And since we can't ascertain what it is. It's not like what we saw at the end of Sif Samach Beis. And that is it for today.